Welcome to English Stories for Listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you genuinely want to be fluent in English.
Learning to understand and speak English is a journey many people take with a mix of excitement and worry. Imagine you can understand English. You can listen and understand what people say, but speaking feels like a big mountain to climb. Today we'll talk about how to make that journey a little easier, step by step, with helpful stories and advice that feel real, as if you are living through each moment yourself. We'll look at how learning English can open doors and how each struggle brings you closer to speaking it comfortably. First, let's remember why learning English is so important. English is the language spoken by people around the world, connecting friends, families, and businesses. Imagine you meet someone from a different country, and the only way to communicate is through English. Knowing how to speak it helps you share stories, ideas, and laughs with people from all over. It also helps you find more job opportunities, travel without worry, and read or watch anything without needing a translation. Even though it's tough, learning to speak English is worth every bit of effort. When you start, you might feel like you're moving slowly. You understand the words you hear, but when it's your turn to speak, the words don't come as easily. Don't worry, this happens to many people. It's like learning to ride a bike. At first you wobble, maybe you fall, but with practice you get better until one day you ride smoothly. Speaking English works the same way. Each practice brings you closer to comfort, one word at a time. Listening is one of the biggest tools to learn speaking. When you listen, your brain remembers how words are said, how sentences are formed. Imagine a story in English, maybe one about two friends on an adventure. As you listen, you're not just hearing words, you're hearing the emotion, the pauses, and the excitement in their voices. This helps your own speaking become natural, not just with words, but with the feeling behind them. The more you listen, the easier it becomes to think in English, which is a big step to speaking. Listening can be fun and interesting if you find ways to keep it fresh. Imagine listening to a story where you don't know what happens next, a mystery or a funny situation. You stay interested, wanting to know the end. This type of listening, where you're curious and engaged, helps you remember more. A secret to making listening easier is to choose things you enjoy, like a favorite show or story, so that even if it's in English, it feels fun to follow along. When you're ready to start speaking, begin with simple words and phrases. Say things you would use everyday, greetings, small sentences, or questions. Imagine you're asking a friend, "How was your day?" or saying, "I'm learning English." Simple words build your confidence, and with practice, you'll be able to add more. Think of speaking English like building with blocks. Each small word and phrase is a block, making a stronger foundation. You may feel nervous to speak in front of others, and that's normal. The fear of making mistakes can hold us back. But remember, every person who learned English had to make mistakes to learn. Just like a child learning to walk, we all have to fall a few times before we get it right. English speakers will understand that you're learning, and many will respect you for trying. They might even help by repeating words or explaining things again. So be brave, take the first step, and remember that mistakes are just a part of the journey. Try to use English in small parts of your day, like talking to yourself about simple things. For example, if you're making tea, say, "I am making tea." If you're going for a walk, think, "I am going outside." These small sentences in English help your brain get used to forming thoughts in English. With time, thinking in English helps you to speak without needing to translate each word from your language. Each step you take is important, and even the smallest practice session brings you closer to your goal. Learning to speak English may seem hard, but with patience and consistent practice, you'll notice progress. You're not alone on this journey. Millions of people are working hard, just like you, to express themselves in English. Keep listening, keep practicing, and remember to enjoy the journey, even if it takes time. As you keep going, remember that patience is your best friend. Speaking English isn't something you learn in a day or a week, it's a skill you build over time. Each time you listen, you're training your ears, and each time you speak, you're giving your voice a chance to practice. Even if the progress feels slow, every small effort counts. Think of it like planting a tree. You water it, care for it, and after a while, you start seeing it grow. Speaking English works the same way. With care and time, you'll see growth. One thing that really helps is talking to people who are learning English too. Imagine sharing your struggles with someone who understands exactly what you're going through. You can practice together, make mistakes, laugh, and learn without feeling judged. You both understand that this journey isn't easy, and you're both working towards the same goal. Practicing with a friend makes it less stressful, and it even becomes fun. Another powerful tip is to watch how people use expressions. English speakers use certain tones and body language to express feelings, which makes their words feel more real. By watching people, like in movies or shows, you're not only learning words but also learning how to use them in a natural way. You can mimic these expressions when you speak, making your English sound more real and alive. This kind of practice helps you connect better with people because you're learning to show emotions, not just words. Think of English as a new way to express yourself. You're learning a whole new way to say what you feel, to tell your story. At first it might feel strange, but little by little it starts to feel like a new part of you. Speaking English can give you the freedom to share things in a new way, reaching people who might not understand your first language. Imagine how many new friendships job opportunities, and experiences are waiting because you can now connect with more people. Sometimes you might feel stuck, like your English isn't improving. This feeling happens to many learners, and it's normal. When you feel this way, take a step back and remember how far you've come. Maybe now you understand a show in English, or you can say some sentences without pausing. Each small win is proof that you're moving forward. Celebrate each step, because each one brings you closer to fluency. There will be days when speaking feels tough and your mind might get tired. On those days, try to relax and remember that taking breaks is part of learning too. Even when you're not actively studying, your brain is processing what you've learned. Let yourself rest when you need to, and come back refreshed and ready to learn more. Your journey with English is a marathon, not a sprint, so pace yourself and enjoy the process. If you ever feel shy about speaking in front of others, start by speaking alone. Talk to yourself in the mirror, describing things around you, or telling simple stories. You're creating a safe space to practice where nobody is watching. As you get comfortable, you'll find it easier to speak in front of others. This small practice makes a big difference, helping you get used to hearing your own voice in English. Try to find moments in your day to use English, even if they're small. These could be things like reading a short paragraph in English, listening to a song, or writing down a few thoughts in English. These little activities are like seeds that help your English grow, even if they don't seem like much at the time. Over days and weeks, you'll notice they help make English feel more natural. Finally, don't forget that each mistake is a teacher. Every time you make a mistake, you learn something new. It's like getting feedback that guides you toward improvement. Instead of feeling embarrassed, try to see each mistake as a small lesson. Embrace the fact that mistakes mean you're trying, and each try brings you closer to your goal.